Why are there so many queer predators? And even more important, why are they still allowed to exist online? James Charles allegedly messaging and sending videos of himself masturbating to underage boys. Lilly Tino talking about transgender genital surgeries at Disney World. Jeffrey Marsh telling kids that he is their family now.
If you do not have a family that loves you, I'm going to be your family.
Why are so many queer creeps like this still allowed to be around? Why do so many people still support them? We're gonna get into these one by one. James Charles, if you guys didn't already know, is probably one of the biggest makeup influencers of all time. He also has his own product line. He's been creating content for over 10 years with over 25 million followers and a super kinky, weird fetish for straight men, underage ones, and underage boys. In 2021, he admitted to sending sexually explicit messages to 2 underage boys on Snapchat. He stated then that he believed both boys were 18 and then blocked them when he found out that they weren't. And he actually did make an apology video, not that that makes any of this right, apologizing for his own actions, which has since been deleted because he wanted to reappear on the social media scene and make more money. This was not the first time something like this happened. In 2019, he lost over 1 million followers because of this creepy shit or similar creepy shit he pulled with an ex-friend, Tati Westbrook. She said the teenager would regularly boast about wanting to turn straight men gay. She said, "You're using your fame, power, and money to play with people's emotions." Of course, he denied that, and now we're in 2025, and he is in the news yet again for allegedly doing some similar creepy shit.
Me and James start going back and forth on Snap, and he eventually asked me, what do I plan on doing long term? So obviously my social media was picking up and et cetera, et cetera. And I just, I was so excited. I didn't really realize it at the time. We were FaceTiming, which I will pull it up right here in this clip, this next clip.
I don't think so. At least.
Anyways, James started becoming super aggressive with me. He would ask me to send him photos of my happy trail, which I didn't even have at the time. Because I was 14, I didn't have a happy trail, and I had armpit hair. But anyways, he kind of started being aggressive extremely after that. He told me, well, don't shave your happy trail again, because I liked that. And he was very intense about how he said it. Anyways, I go to bed that night, and I wake up to his sent to me, and it made me very, very uncomfortable.
Now, I do want to say that all of this is allegedly, and a lot of people do make up crazy bullshit about influencers. It's happened to me, a ton of friends of mine. But the point I'm making in this video, if any of this is true, which we know some of it was, why are people like this still allowed to be in the spotlight? Because of the special treatment and not actual equality that this supposedly woke community fought for, these queer influencers are getting away with creepy shit. They become so immune to their horrible actions, their disgusting habits, that they probably don't even realize they're doing it anymore. And while all I can do is call them out and I can't stop them, I can help you stop your bad habit. Fume, I love working with them, is sponsoring today's video. I've been working with them for quite a while now. I'm sure you already know, but just in case you didn't, Fume is an award-winning flavored air device designed to help you move away from vaping. Whether this habit is from stress, wanting to fit in, or boredom, Fume's got you covered. No vapor, no nicotine, just pure flavors. Instead of inhaling vapors, you simply breathe in natural non-toxic flavors that satisfy the craving without any of the downside. Fume has helped over 500,000 people. I don't know what you're waiting for. It's also hot girl summer, and there's nothing hot about having bad habits. Do it now. Click the link in the description below and use code Ariel. And when you order the Journey Pack, you'll get a free Fume topper, which is a cute little awesome accessory device to upgrade your experience. Go to tryfume.com/Ariel or click the QR code on screen and make sure you go and support brands that support our morals and this channel. Remember Lilly Tino, the supposed trans woman that goes to Disney World and talks about their marshmallow tunnel, the genital surgeries that they're going to get while hanging around kids?
I'm gonna get banned from Disney. I swear we're about to get banned from Disney. Last summer, I got my cake pops removed, and the plan up until recently was to get my marshmallow wand reconfigured into a marshmallow tunnel.
And then of course, when this person got for doing just that, they made a video following up.
When you're talking about surgery, why do you do it in the most public places? You could talk about it in your house. I also noticed that you talked about it in like a kids area, kind of like Disneyland.
That Disney video, huh? A lot of the commenters on that video seemed to think that there was a row of children in front of me that I was preaching to as I filmed it. But in reality, it was a really loud cafe where I could barely hear my mom right next to me, much less the table next to me.
Just for a second, imagine as a lesbian, I go to Disney World, right? And I start talking about like all of the women that I've had relations with. It's just weird. And honestly, I don't know any other person that I'm friends with that would like even think to talk about that stuff in that environment.
What I really think people have a problem with is that I am being a trans person in public. And that's really what this voicemail is getting at, that being trans in public in general is not okay, right? Like they're saying that I should film at home. Why? Trans people deserve to feel safe at a restaurant or at the grocery store or just walking down the street.
People like you, Alok, Jeffrey Marsh, James Charles, of course, as we spoke about in the beginning of the video, are quite literally some of the breaking points of the LGBT community's forward movement. And when we tell you that you're upsetting people and you're making it worse for us, you double down and get even louder because your ass is back at Disney for round 2.
So last year I made a video that a lot of people got upset by where I talked about some things in Disneyland. A lot of y'all thought that video would get me banned from Disney, so let's see if that's true. I'm at the Disney World entrance about to try and get in, so let's see if that video really did get me banned. Sweat on the brow. Tell I'm nervous. I'm allowed in? I'm not banned from Disney.
No, you're not.
Wow, huge news, thank you.
And yes, of course, I do know this person is doing this for rage bait, for clickbait, for money, but it is affecting gay acceptance and trans people's lives. Because society is now lumping us in, lumping people like me in, with people like this.
And I am not a danger to children. I am a danger to parents, though.
Notice that these people are all men. Remember Eli Ehrlich, another supposed trans woman, who was posting about illegally trafficking HRT drugs to minors?
Every month, for the past several years, I've ordered a double dose of hormones and testosterone blockers. I save all the extra pills for my best friends, my closest lovers, and my worst enemies. I just hope these little pills can bring some joy into their lives. I have the opportunity to give life-saving medication to people who need it, and it basically costs me nothing. A few months ago, I posted on Instagram asking for testosterone for a friend who actually already had a prescription. His doctor was out of town and he couldn't get a new one. Within hours, my story was taken down and I received a warning by the administrators. Now, of course, I know it's against Instagram rules to share substances, and I wasn't particularly surprised that it was removed. But I was still upset. So yeah, I know it's illegal, duh. So was changing my social security to female without medical treatment. So was crossing the street outside my apartment instead of using the crosswalk.
Okay, walking into traffic and trafficking drugs to kids is not comparable. And of course, we have Alok, a lot to think about. A lot to handle. The non-binary creep who said that kids are kinky. These days, the narrative is that trans people will come into bathrooms and abuse little girls. The supposed purity of the victims has remained stagnant. There are no princesses. Little girls are also kinky. Your kids aren't as straight and narrow as you think. And remember when he complained that him and his friend tried to date straight men and got angry when they couldn't? This was in an article written about that a few years back. Oh my God, I'm gonna switch my gender to woman too so I can look at straight guys. Narrator. In the meantime, Alok and Jacob complained that they couldn't get matches in the first place, even when they restored to swiping right on almost everyone. And even with the few matches they did get, guys didn't respond when they messaged. Gee, I wonder why. Why have none of these people lost their platforms? I actually think it's quite simple. Number one, society doesn't take male victims as seriously as they do women victims. I think if somebody big like Mr. Beast, let's say, that's on James Charles's level was allegedly messaging or caught messaging underage girls, I think people would blow that shit up, and I don't think Mr. Beast would ever be allowed to make content again. Number two, these people are all gay or trans, or both, or fake trans, which does build oppression points in their favor, I guess. So many people get a pass on being creepy because they're oppressed, if they're part of or even claim to be a part of the LGBT world, the LGBT demographic. And I think this is something that a lot of people are missing when talking about this. A big part of this is the overall sexualization of the queer movement, of the gay, well, not really the gay movement as much as the queer movement. I explained it here in one of my TikTok videos. If you're not following me on TikTok, make sure you do. Link in the description below. Hi, I'm a normal lesbian and I absolutely hate when I get lumped in with queer activists. Being gay and queer is not the same. The normal LGBT movement equal rights under the law, anti-discrimination protection in housing, the right to marry and adopt kids, and the right to serve openly in the military, the queer movement, gender identity, gender fluidity, and overall deconstruction of gender norms, erasing biological sex, pro-self-ID policies, the preaching of queer theory, which is rooted in Marxism, a very strong emphasis on intersectionality. Have you gone to a pride parade lately? Half of it is Black Lives Matter activists, Free Palestine. Basically, they want to redefine society, redefine culture norms. They want to change language and give Big Daddy government more power, especially over our kids. We're not the same. Gay men specifically, we know, are hypersexual. Everybody knows this, even them, obviously. And we've seen this kind of behavior become more and more accepted with little to no pushback, besides from the people that lean right. All the videos of drag queens twerking in front of little kids, videos of gay men pissing on other men at Seattle Pride, none of this is okay. And we even see this trickle down into the trans movement. I've even made videos in the past about how trans women have sexualized things that aren't even remotely sexual, like the women's bathroom. And I wish I can show you the hundreds, if not thousands, of videos online, especially on X, that I've seen of creeps doing stuff like this in women's bathrooms, but obviously it's YouTube, I can't, but I promise they're out there on the internet. And I do believe this is part of the bigger issue here. When we say that bodies aren't inherently sexual, which in my opinion they're not, to then saying that kids are kinky beings, to then bringing sexually explicit books to libraries for underage kids, and allowing kids to go on stage and dance in front of adult gay men. Exactly. And y'all wonder how we got here. This is literally how. This is literally why creeps like James Charles and Lilly Tino and Jeffrey Marsh are still allowed to be on platforms. Of course, not every gay person or trans person or fake trans person stands for things like this. I would say I'd bet the majority of us don't. But because so many people, so many of us didn't speak up when this bullshit first started, because they were afraid to be called transphobic or bigoted, this is where we're at now. Don't go and only exist in your little echo chamber and then act completely shocked when society is over your bullshit. And to all the leftists who were saying that boys will be boys was sexist and that males should be held accountable for their actions, why don't we bring some of that same energy when it comes to these people? I'm just saying. Let me know what you guys think though. Do you think that some of these people know people behind the scenes? Or do you think it's the reasons that I said in this video that these people are still around and being platformed, even on mainstream media? And as always, make sure you go and check out today's sponsor, Fume. Been partnering with them for quite a while for a good reason. They are the good habit. Make sure you support brands that support our morals and this channel. Other than that, I will see you guys back here in a few days with a brand new video. Until then, I love you. Love yourselves. Keep calling out the bullshit. Bye.